welcome to the Try Life. And this is your USA Rugby recap for the summer series. Check out all the previews except for the Ireland one. There's recaps of every match. So quickly, I'm going to go through some things that I want to talk about, really. And so my preview against Ireland, I talked about how we were looking at the series from afar, and Ireland was bringing a very young squad, and like I said, they're all capped and they're all professional. So the depth of Ireland is the depth of England, is the depth of New Zealand. They are as strong as can be, and we were not to take them lightly. But it was going to be the best chance we had in a long time to knock off a Tier 1 opponent. That said, based on the lineup decisions and then sort of based on how we played, we didn't even try, in my eyes. The boys played pretty hard there. And then going into Georgia, they didn't really impress me against Canada. And yes, they are the 12th in the world right now. They are legit. I mean, they had the prop of the year in the top 14 this year. So all of that being considered, their pack is fully professional, and they have a bunch of professionals in the back line, so they should have beaten us. But even with some of the questionable lineup calls, we played like crap, beat the spread. I think if the lineup was different, we could have won by 1 or 2. And then the first game against Canada, spread was half a point. Canada covered with a draw. I looked at that lineup and I said, well, I don't like it necessarily, but we should beat them. And we should have. We played really bad, and they played very good. And then I saw this week's lineup, and I was concerned. But, well, I don't know what you did, Mitch. I think the boys got it down, and you put out a squad like we beat Canada like we should. 52-16, man. It was complete domination. We won all of our scrums. Canada won all their scrums, but they also won 3 of them on penalties, which says we need to get better at scrummaging. It was kind of interesting looking at who was available in the scrum, especially in the second half. I talked to Tosan Tamitse? I don't know. Tosan, fix me on your name. Give me the phonetics. And Grant Cole talked about it because I had asked, hey, Hooker being heavier than both of his props. That happened in the second half. I think Bowman's already done. We need to start Bree, and I think, with both Bowman and Purpura, with their age, they'll probably we need them as part of the system to develop younger props, but I think you'll start to see them play in the non-starter role and younger guys come through. Bowman was injured last week. Looked like he got banged up again, so that's why he went out, and you saw Dino Waldron come in so soon. And then Tony Purpura was struggling a little bit. But in the second half, I understand why Mitchell kept Tafate out. And that was specifically, he wanted that energy surge up front in the second half. And it paid off. We scored, it was like 3 tries, one after the other. Heck, it was like 6. I think it was 5 tries? Yeah. 5 tries, one after the other. Or that's what it felt like. So the energy level and the reason why he was brought on the field, and you saw it, just the way he brought it, like when he carried the ball. He's a very good ball carrying hooker. We saw that with Worcester during this year. And the back line was interesting. Also, the tempo picked up even a bit. Like, they played really fast this weekend. Nate was really in position a lot better than he had been at scrum half. And then when Davies came in, they just played. We, put them to the sword. We stepped on their throat, which is what we needed to do to gain confidence going into a period of uncertainty with John Mitchell leaving. And this is where, you get into John Mitchell's legacy. John Mitchell's legacy is doing what we did is something we haven't done in our history, which was qualify for America's One. Could this summer have been better based on who is available for this pool? Yes. No doubt we should be 2-2 with a chance of being 3-1 this summer based on how we play. But $400,000 from the America's One qualification from World Rugby for our prep is important. So Mitchell's legacy is that. We had a period of dramatic historical change, but that's it. Qualified for America's One, and he's not here to finish it. So started something, didn't finish it. Thank you for your service. Thank you for helping reestablish the culture. But so lineouts were good. Backline stuff was good. Cam Dolan, man, that guy's a baller. Oh, can't tell you enough. I mean, he might even be able to move over 6. To be honest, like, he's so good that he just needs to be on the field. So, it's really good stuff from the dominating win. And Canada played bad to an extent, but they played bad because we made them play bad. Didn't know until the end, until I rolled over the next morning that Vandermeer was out. But the way our boys played, with the way it clicked, they didn't have a shot. So, that's where we end the summer. 1-2-1 with the qualified for the World Cup as the Americas One. So, let's get into some not-so-sexy issues. So, the not-so-sexy issues are strategic cash flow things that need to be discussed. So, the test in Atlanta took place when the Braves were in town, when Atlanta United was in town. There was no promotion done really outside of the social media sphere, which basically means none, because your social media is only going to really reach your community, your audience, which is the American rugby community. You don't put billboards up a month in advance, 2 months in advance. As soon as that thing's announced and you got venue contracts done, you put billboards up going 4 quarters. You put billboards up on the south side. Now I understand there's some money issues. But we have an event promoter that is somehow majority owned by USA Rugby. Their job is to promote and run events. And, well, they didn't do that in Atlanta. They had tremendous help from the Legacy Agency in New York for the Irish test. Then you had all these Irishmen coming in to watch the game. And then you have all these expats that live in New York. And then their Irish community is so big. So that wasn't really on rim because, I guess, they brought in some ringers. But San Diego, another weekend where there's a big series in town. You cannot discount the Dodgers playing the Padres. The Dodgers travel. Fans travel. So you had a 3-game series in town, and there was no advertising done outside the American rugby community. People that showed up read their emails, read Facebook, read Twitter. And there was roughly, I mean, the guy on, I don't know who said it on the broadcast, and I really don't care because he was wrong. It was roughly about 4,900 there. So for such an intimate venue, there was capacity was only 6, and bringing extra seating and they didn't set it up for standing room only. There's no reason why 6,000 people shouldn't be at the stadium. Also, I didn't see a tremendous amount of kids, so the youth rugby movement in San Diego is gigantic. They could have gotten 500 more kids. They could, if they had mobilized everyone and discounted the tickets to clubs. And this isn't saying, hey, clubs, wait it out. This is saying, hey, under 14 gets to come for $10, premium seating, because the seating that was available was premium seating. And you sell those out like fast. Parents can pay. Parents can pay companion ticket prices. But at the end of the day, when you had middle of the week, say like the week before, it looked like 3,000 had been sold. So shout out to y'all getting it done, making it look good. Let's see, my other criticisms, 2 other criticisms. There was no program either for sale or team sheets available just to have for free. How are you supposed to build the brand if people don't know who the players are? And a program, you can sell that for $5, and then people have a memory token of what's going on. Beer. This is the second rim promoted test. The other one was a women's test, where the selections were Bud Light, Double Hearted IPA, Krabby's cider, and Shock Top. San Diego is one of the premier craft brewing cities in America. Whoever your vendor is failing. Go get some kegs of 805. Go get some kegs of Coronado Brew. Go get some kegs of Stone. Like, we're talking the premier. So bring in local beers. Bring in local food. Make this an event. And that was a bit of a failure. So, shout out to all the awesome people I met. Derek Sagehorn from America's Rugby News. Chris Golis. C. Golis on Twitter. And all the people I met in the beer line, other than that drunk U of A grad that was mad because I follow ASU. I get it. There was something that you all can read about in Rugby Today months ago. But don't be belligerent in mind. We're all here to see the Eagles. This is a great event. So, that's all I got for the Emirates Summer Series and the America's One qualification. Check out these highlights to follow. Like, subscribe, and ring the bell. All right? Thanks.
Okay.
Bring your heat, USA! Here we go, boys!
Scrum to Canada.
Go, USA! Here we go, boys! You know!
Go, boys!
Coach! Boys!
Scrum looking a lot better so far. I think they're going to win just based on the way he put it in. Let's go push, Eagles! The boys did not lose ground on the scrum, which is better than last week. That is Evan Olmstead, Nick Savetta's competition at Newcastle.
Thank you.
Love the dress.
Won the set piece. Won the ruck. Let's go! Let's go! Tony Lamborn with carry. Won the ruck. Cam Dolan with the ball.